keep it on point, it's a new avenue, and you don't wanna miss the fresh and brand new. It's all access. Woo! Let's go.
All access, all access, all access with Audrey Jack. All access, all access, all access with Audrey Jack. All access, all access, all access with Audrey Jack.
It's Audrey, so you know you must be tuned into All Access. We're going to take you over to the Dutch Caribbean island of Saba, where we were introduced to the Saba Lobster Fest. Thank you so much to the Saba Tourism Bureau and, of course, all our sponsors for making it happen. You know what we always say? Stay tuned in. We'll give you all access. We're in Saba, Dutch Caribbean. Experience the underwater wonders, Saba's rich heritage, and of course, she is still the unspoiled queen. Today we'll talk to Melinda Hassel. We're here at the Saba Tourism Office, and we're having a great time for the Lobster Fest 2022. So we're talking a lot of good food, a lot of high energy, and the nicest possible people amongst the Dutch Caribbean. Can I say that? Because I'm from St. Martin. Can I say that? I just did.
So we have 4 restaurants participating in this year's Lobster Fest. We have Tropics Cafe, Brigadoon. We have also Island Flavor and Chez Bubba Bistro. So you will be experiencing these 4 restaurants, all with a unique menu on the lobster offering. So yeah, it's a great start to come back again with Lobster Fest after a while not having these culinary events. So we're picking those things back up and making sure that we can get those unique flavors out there again. So I'm the successor from the famous Glenn Hall. 40 years he was here and he retired. He's enjoying his retirement. Very active still in tourism and museum here in the Windward side. So for me, yes, it's been like a year and a half now here at the tourism office, coming on post-pandemic times. So again, tourism and recovery. So it's looking at where we are as Saba. We're also working on a tourism master plan to see for the future in the coming 5 years how strategically we can position Saba in a unique way, and understanding all those frameworks that we have to put in place so that we can see Saba, for the future, positioning itself much stronger in the Caribbean. Well, welcome. It's such an honor to welcome you today to Saba, and we were expecting you, and we look forward that you can have a wonderful time. Saba, as you can see, as you said, coming in, you have this beautiful view coming in from the marine side of things, but also a lot of people explore Saba coming on our shortest commercial runway as well. But Saba, yes, this weekend and for the coming next year also, we're planning much more culinary events. This weekend we're celebrating with Lobster Fest. Coming soon after that with Saba Day, we have Wahoo Food Fest. So culinary aspects is something we want to pick up, and it's something unique to the island. As you know, spiny lobster coming from the Saba Bank, exported a lot to St. Martin, is something very popular and something that we're proud to also offer here on the island. I think the possibility to increase the numbers are there. I think one of the things that we see with St. Martin is the big question, what is there to do in Saba? And I think that's where we want to have more promotion and inform more of what the island has to offer, not only on culinary aspects and hiking, but there is also a big creative community that, as you will be exploring this weekend, you will see a little bit more of that aspect also of the island. So it's a little bit just only on you know, a lot of people think of Saba and they see hiking, or it's very adventurous, or it's diving, but it has a beautiful cottage, so cultural heritage. It's a great place to relax and get away, and it has a nice temperature, as you're going to feel it here. Up in Windward side, you see the temperature already much cooler. So our 5 ecosystems very present and very unique, from a desert climate to a rainforest. So that makes the island very unique. And I think there's a lot to offer for someone from St. Martin to come over and explore. Not even that, we also have sporting events. So if you're a sporter and you want to train for triathlons or something like that, Saba is a great place to come and train also. But for the unspoiled queen, for those that don't know, as soon as you step in Saba, it's pristine, it's green, it's unspoiled, it has its development, but because of its topography, it's very limited. So I think, in that perspective, when people land on Saba, they feel that, it's an unspoiled gem still in the Caribbean, and that's what makes it very special. And also, if you see our cottages and our heritage in that side, you see it's very picturesque and very, the white walls, green shutters, and red roofs are very prominent. So yeah, it's just that feeling of an unspoiled gem.
We'll have more of the Saba Lobster Fest right here on All Access as we bring to you all of the behind the scenes of the culinary experience right over there in Saba. We had a great time and we hope you do too. Tune it in. It was definitely not the first, but definitely the best. We want to say a special thank you to the Saba Tourism Bureau and all of the restaurants that treated my amazing crew to Saba Lobster Fest like none other. You know what we always say, stay tuned in and we'll give you all access.
In order to know what you want out of life, you need to observe, listen, and try it yourself.
Promises, but we can make it if we work together. That's just how it is. Let's stand strong, and serve the land. Working hard as one nation, yes we can.
The more difficult it is to achieve, the more satisfying it is to make it.
Just believe in us, we'll see you through it all. Never give up. Never give up. We can make it.
Never forget those who were there for you. And if you dream big, you might just achieve it.
The power to serve, standing for community. GEBE got the power to serve, the power to serve. We got the energy. GEBE.
My name is Melinda Hassel. I'm the Director of Tourism at the Saba Tourism Bureau. Keep watching All Access.
My name is Duco. I'm the employee here. I've been working here for 2 years now. Been on the island for 11. And it's a beautiful bistro with a fantastic menu every weekend. So yeah, that's every Thursday we have amazing tacos. Every weekend we have a completely different menu. Every weekend it's a different theme. So it could be Indonesian, could be South American, could be Asian. The chef is multi-talented, has traveled all around the world, worked in different kitchens in different countries. He's fantastic. Well, his chef is Alejandro. He's from El Salvador. And yeah, he's just a fantastic chef, very creative. Yeah, you'll see tonight how great he is. You'll taste it yourself. Tonight, everything I would have said lobster themed. So we have a surf and turf burger, we have a pizza with fresh lobster, lobster mac and cheese, half grilled lobster. So we'll have fantastic, great things with the different, everything with lobster. Of this menu, I would definitely say the half grilled lobster, the surf and turf burger, and I think the mac and cheese as an appetizer.
More Lobster Fest when we continue. Stay with us.
My name is Crocodile James. Keep watching the show. All access to the show.
Tourism is booming over here in Saba. There is so much more to see, and we're going to show you on this All Access TV special. I'm so excited to go up to Mount Scenery, so the Mount Scenery Trail, and have a good time with our All Access team. And of course, we're going to be joined by Crocodile James Johnson.
Well, here we start the beginning of the trail to the top, and it has many options of hiking trails in our area above us going to the mountain. We have 23 different hiking trails on the island. All of them is historical, goes back to more than 300 years back from the very first people that lived on the island. And most of our trails were used for agriculture. The agriculture disappeared a while back, but these hiking trails is very historical, and they are a hiking destination to tourism on the island. We're becoming the world-class destination for hikers from the coastline all the way to the top. Each ecosystem has its own variety of plants and trees. We have a triathlon here that's the hiking is included. That's the last part. Is a swim, so many 100 meters, bike from the harbor to the mountain road where the trail starts, and hike 2 different trails. So there is competition for try the launch open to any island in the Caribbean. And I've been also in St. Martin hiking your trails. I've hiked all your trails in St. Martin. Oh.
In Saba, we visited the Harry L. Johnson Museum with the hostess with the mostest. We call her Miss Butterfly. Take a look at the different sections of the Harry Johnson Museum in Saba, where the historical monument has been created from a household treat to a museum with all of the historical facts of Saba's history. Take a look.
Harry Lou Johnson was once a police officer of Saba in his career. He met Will Johnson, our commissioner at the time, and they decided that it would be great if we had a museum, but placed inside of an old home that cultures would be displayed for visitors to come to Saba, to go back in time and to learn our cultures of Saba, which today we still do. And I must say the Petersons lived a very grand life. The home is very large. The property is prestigious. Oh yeah, this is the organ that Rebecca Levinston brought up the ladder base steps. The Saba lace, the pillowcase covers you see displayed on our beautiful bed, antique bed, these are 140 years old. The woodwork you see was done by the Sabans. They would chop the mahogany trees down. The baptism dress, very detailed. I mean, this is the most exquisite piece we own. It's 140 years old. There was no bathrooms in the house back then. So they had the outhouse. This was your toiletry, and you also used the chamber pot back in the days. 1973, I'd say roughly, is when we converted from kerosene lamps to electricity. When you went to school, you had to use the chalkboard to do all your lessons because they didn't have pen and paper back then. Religion was quite large and still is today on the island. Our Bible is here every night, every morning. We open our day and end our day in prayer, so God protects us throughout the day. In the early 1800s, the Petersons was the first family actually to have a victrola in their home to make the evenings and holidays and weekends entertaining for their families to play music. The children would sit outside on the cisterns to have their meals, and the grown-ups would sit here to enjoy their soup and stews together as a family with their music. This is our makeshift kitchen, where back in the days, my grandmother and ancestors would bake everything inside of, on wood. Cassava was very popular back then. We would bake cassava on the wood, place it on the roof to cure. When we would catch fish, they would salt the fish and hang it from the roof also to cure, because we didn't have any refrigeration back then. Everything was salted. We also had kerosene and we had coal pot burners. The goose was also used for ironing back in the days.
Hi, my name is Yomara. I'm the front desk manager here at Juliana's Hotel. Keep watching All Access.
Thank you for watching. Audrey here. You know what we always say. Stay tuned in and we'll give you all access. Saba was amazing. The people were great. And I'm sure each and every one of you are going to jump on that boat or plane and get over to that Dutch Caribbean island of Saba. We'll see you again.
All access with all DJ. All access with all DJ. All access.